Monday, March 31st. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. It's Monday, so on Mondays, we talk about what the head of Instagram shared on his recent Ask Me Anything. On today's episode, we'll be diving into questions like, is there a way to know if someone has paid to boost a reel? And does using a scheduler tool limit reach? All of these questions and more on today's episode, but first, here's a quick word from our sponsor. Welcome back. Let's dive right into the questions from the head of Instagram, starting with, does using a scheduling tool hurt post reach?
No, if you use something like scheduled posts, it will not affect your reach one way or the other.
Since we're talking about scheduling, I will take a moment to remind you of all of the scheduling options that are available to you for free. First, you can always schedule posts within the Instagram app. You can do that on Android or iOS. Alternatively, if you're using your computer, you can use Meta Business Suite at business.facebook.com to schedule posts as well. And a third way I'm going to plug, Buffer is an excellent tool. It lets you post to 3 social media platforms simultaneously for free. And you can, of course, expand that to as many number of platforms as you would like. And you can pay based on the number of platforms that you are posting to on a monthly basis. Highly recommend Buffer. I'm a big fan of that tool. Let's go on to the next question, which has to do with paying to boost content. The question, is there a way to tell if someone has paid to boost a reel? Well, if you're paying to boost a reel, you're basically turning it into an ad. It is now an ad for others to see.
If anyone is paid to boost a reel or to boost anything for that matter on Instagram, it'll be marked as an ad. It'll say sponsored.
Let's go on to the next question, which has to do with tagging someone else in your post. Does tagging someone with more followers help my reach? Good question. I would say that if you tag someone and it goes into their tagged posts, probably no one's going to see that. How often do you go into someone else's tagged posts? Probably never. If that person shared the tagged post to their story, though, that could help you get some reach. Alternatively, though, a collaborator post would be the way to go if you wanted to boost your reach. Collaboration posts show your content to your followers and the person who you are collaborating with, it gets shown to their followers as well. So it shows up in both of your feeds.
No, tagging someone with more followers than you does not get you more reach. If you do collab posts with someone with more followers than you, particularly if they start the collab, that will help with your reach, but tagging people does not.
The key takeaway there, make a collaborative post that the person wants to accept. This way you will have that content appear in both of your feeds. Let's move on to some questions about stories. The first, are stories only meant for followers? Basically, yes. It is rare that someone will come to your profile page and watch your story unless they're really stalking you.
Stories are not meant only for followers, but they're predominantly only seen by followers. This is because we don't recommend stories from accounts you do not follow anywhere in the app. But if someone who doesn't follow you does go to your profile or sees one of your posts, they can actually tap on that little story ring and see your story. So it does happen a lot.
It's interesting he said that happens a lot. That's actually a bit surprising to me, more than I would have thought. But a lot is not really a quantitative number. Anyway, let's go on to the next question about stories. Why do some of my stories reach more people than others?
There are lots of reasons this could happen. It could be that there's just more competition on a given day, more that people are posting. It could be that your followers are less active on a given day. One thing that we have learned recently is that if you post a lot of stories, you can get less reach. That's not on purpose. That's not by design, but we do see that it happens, and we're trying to figure out if we can address that. Different things can happen.
Did you catch what he said at the tail end of that answer? It was almost like the algorithm is in control of Instagram as opposed to the Instagram team being in control of the algorithm, and they are, quote, trying to figure out why that is. I just thought that was a funny way to put it. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the upcoming Edits app, which should be released in the very near future, and will posting a certain number of reels help you grow faster? Stay tuned. Welcome back. Continuing with the questions and answers from Adam Mosseri, let's jump into the edits questions. Why should I get edits if I already edit using Instagram? Well, the quick answer to that is there are going to be more features for video editing within the Edits app, and also you can share from the Edits app to other social media sites that you might use, like TikTok, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever.
There are a number of creative tools that are going to be only in the Edits app, but one of the things I'm most excited about is that there's going to be a place, maybe not at the initial launch, maybe at the initial launch, we're still working on it, to keep track of and iterate on all of your ideas even before you start editing. There's also going to be a number of other kind of fun little bells and whistles that are just in the Edits app, but more to come soon.
Okay, let's go on to a growth question. Will posting a certain number of reels help me grow faster? This is a good question, but not really the best way to think about it. It's not about quantity. I could post 10 terrible reels per day. That's not necessarily going to help me grow because that quality of the content is not good. One amazing reel, though, on a regular basis, say once a week, that could help you grow.
There's no perfect number, unfortunately. For some people, they can only post once every week or once every month because that's all that they have to post, and that's okay. Generally speaking, though, the more you post, the more chances you have to have your content reach more people and therefore have your account grow. But I don't want to be pushing that on everybody because it's not for everybody. So, it just depends. You have to figure out what is right for you.
I've been saying that for a while. You need to find a schedule that will allow you to post not the highest quality content you could ever possibly make, but high quality content. So back that down a little bit on a regular schedule that keeps you from burning out, but still allows you to be creative. And that line is different for everyone. Okay, let's go on to the last question. This is a suggestion of how to improve the product. Can we add people to an existing saved collection?
That's not possible yet, unfortunately. If you want to create a collaborative collection, you got to create a new one, but we should be able to fix that. So I will take that to the team and try to figure out if we can take that on.
I guess potentially the workaround in the meantime would be to create a new shared collection, go into your existing collection and just add all of those posts to the new collection that you just made that would be shared. That would be the workaround, I guess, in the meantime. Okay, that is going to do it for today's episode. As always, thank you for listening, and be sure to come back next time for more social media news, strategy, and other important things that I am absolutely 100% certain you need to know.
Let me tell you a couple things that you should know about me. A product manager, but do not have a bachelor's degree. But actually, that's factually a fraction of me. Another fraction's posting content irregular and irrationally. Still probably won't get a job at the Gram. They forgot, they don't know, or don't care who I am. That's why you never see me at the parties and events. My lack of followers must make me irrelevant. Don't have a course, a book to sell to make a bag of grand. Not a social media marketer, don't represent any brands. Plain to see, don't have an agency, but I got a lot of spam. Just putting in my work without the glitz and glam. Won't catch me eating fish unless it's shrimp or clam. No six pack, no risk that there's a gym card in my hand. Don't have a full-time job, but I got a lot of plans. Stay plotting, dropping knowledge on TikTok and Instagram.